Part 2, Materials, Metals and Non-Metals. Let's have a quick recap what we did in part 1. My dear sister, let's go home. My stands for malleability, that is thin sheets. Dear here stands for ductility, that is drawn into wires. Sister stands for sonorous, that means it creates sound. Let's stands for lustrous, that means metals appear shiny. Go means good conductors of heat and electricity. Home means metals are hard. Let's start with the chemical properties of metals and nonmetals. Chemical properties of metals and nonmetals. Chemical properties. Reaction with oxygen, reaction with water, reaction with acids, reaction with bases and displacement reaction. Reaction with oxygen O2. Metals. Metals react with oxygen to produce metal oxides. Generally, metal oxides are basic in nature and different metals have different reactivities. Metal plus O2 gives us metal oxides. Na plus O2 gives us sodium oxide, that is Na2O. Potassium plus oxygen gives us potassium oxide, K2O. Sodium and potassium reacts vigorously with oxygen. Magnesium plus oxygen gives us magnesium oxide, that is MgO. Aluminium when reacted with oxygen gives us aluminium oxide, Al2O3. Zinc plus oxygen gives us zinc oxide, ZnO. Lead when reacted with oxygen gives us lead oxide. And when gold, that is Au, and silver, that is Ag, when reacted with oxygen, no reaction is observed. Reaction with oxygen O2 nonmetals. Nonmetals react with oxygen to produce nonmetal oxides. Generally, nonmetal oxides are acidic in nature. Nonmetal plus oxygen gives us nonmetal oxides. Carbon plus oxygen gives us carbon dioxide. When sulfur reacts with oxygen gives us sulfur dioxide. When chlorine reacts with oxygen gives us chlorine dioxide. Phosphorus when reacted with oxygen gives us phosphorus oxide. Silicon when reacted with oxygen gives us silicon oxide. And when iodine reacts with oxygen, no reaction is observed. Iodine reacts with ozone gas, that is O3. Nitrogen plus oxygen gives us nitrogen oxide. Reaction with water, H2O. With metals. Metals react with water to produce metal hydroxides and hydrogen gas. Generally, metal hydroxides are basic in nature. Metal plus H2O gives us metal hydroxides plus hydrogen gas. Sodium when reacted with cold water gives us sodium hydroxide, NaOH, plus hydrogen gas. Potassium when reacted with cold water gives us potassium hydroxide, KaOH, plus hydrogen gas. Calcium when reacted with cold water, CaOH2, that is calcium hydroxide, and hydrogen gas is released. Sodium and potassium reacts vigorously with water. Magnesium when reacted with hot water gives us MgOH2 plus H2. Aluminium when reacted with steam water gives us AlOH3 plus H2, that is hydrogen gas. Iron when reacted with steam gives us Fe3O4 plus hydrogen gas. Zinc, lead, copper and gold. When reacted with water, no reaction is observed. Reaction with water of nonmetals. Generally, nonmetals does not react with water, though they may be very reactive in air. Such nonmetals are stored in water. For example, phosphorus. Phosphorus is a very reactive nonmetal. It catches fire if exposed to air. To prevent the contact of phosphorus with atmospheric oxygen, it is stored in water. About some acids. Nitric acid. Nitric acid is a good oxidizing agent. Hydrogen gas, H2 evolution is not observed. Nitric acid oxidizes hydrogen and we get nitric oxide, NO, nitrous oxide, N2O, and nitrogen dioxide, that is NO2, N2O. Its chemical name is nitrous oxide and it's commonly named as laughing gas. Aqua regia. Its common name is royal water and it consists of 3 parts of concentrated HCl hydrochloric acid and 1 part of concentrated nitric acid. Ionization energy, the ease with which metals lose their electrons. Reaction with acid of metals. Acid reacts with metal, and when they do, a salt is produced and a pop sound is also produced, which indicates the presence of hydrogen gas. Metal plus acid gives us salt plus H2 in the form of a bubble or a pop sound. Sodium, when reacted with hydrochloric acid, gives us sodium chloride. Potassium reacted with hydrochloric acid gives us potassium chloride. Here H2 released, hydrogen gas released, is going to burn and oxidize to water. In other words, it is going to be an explosive. So don't do this experiment. Magnesium plus HCl gives us magnesium Cl2, that is magnesium chloride plus H2. Aluminium, when reacted with HCl, gives us aluminium chloride AlCl3 plus hydrogen gas. Copper, when reacted with nitric oxide, gives us CuNO3 2NO plus H2O. Gold, when reacted with aqua regia, gives us AuCl4 plus NO2 plus H3O plus H2O. Reaction with bases or metals. Metal plus base gives us hydrogen plus salt. Metal reacts with bases to produce hydrogen gas, that is a pop sound. Example, sodium hydroxide, as it reacts with zinc or aluminium metal, gives hydrogen gas and sodium zincate or sodium aluminate. Reaction is NaOH plus zinc gives us H2 hydrogen gas plus Na2ZNO2. NaOH, when reacted with aluminium, gives us hydrogen gas and NaAlO2. Zinc, that is a metal, reacted because it is an amphoteric. That means it reacts with acid as well as bases. A base dissolved in water is called an alkali. Reaction with acid and bases. Nonmetals generally do not react with acids. Reaction of nonmetals with bases are complex. Displacement reaction. Metal A plus salt of metal B. Metal B gives us metal B plus salt of metal A. What do you observe here? More reactive metals displaces less reactive metal from their compounds in aqueous solution. A more reactive metal can replace a less reactive metal, but a less reactive metal cannot replace a more reactive metal. For example, copper sulfate, when reacts with zinc, gives us ZnSO4 plus Cu. Here zinc is more reactive. Copper sulfate CuSO4, when reacted with iron, gives us FeSO4 plus Cu. Here iron is more reactive. Let's talk about the reactive series. Potassium and sodium, which reacts vigorously. Then is calcium and magnesium. Then comes aluminium and carbon. Then zinc and iron. Lead and hydrogen. Copper, silver and gold. To learn these, there is a trick. Please stop calling me a cute zebra. It's like hating cool smart guys. Important terms are ionic bond. An ionic bond is the bond formed by the complete transfer of valency electrons so as to attain stability. Covalent bond. Covalent bond is formed between the nonmetals. Metallic bond. Metals usually have a tendency to lose electrons. In a metallic bond, there exist forces of attraction between the lost electrons and the metal's ions. Questions. What are conductors? The materials which allow heat and electricity to pass through them. What are insulators? The materials which does not allow heat and electricity to pass through them. Displacement reaction. The reaction in which the more reactive metal displaces the less reactive metal from their aqueous solution. And list the physical properties of metals. They are malleability, ductility, lustrous, nourious, hardness and good conductors of heat and electricity. Thank you for watching this video. Please do like and subscribe my video.